Ladies and gentlemen, this is a story of Barta Bharat's dirty underbelly. Not just in political posts, even in sarkari naukris, namdars are depriving kamdars of their rightful due. How? Well, the powerful and influential circle of privilege has now resorted to fraud and fakery for their greed for power and personal gains. Here, the Babu Neta nexus will land you a sarkari naukri no matter what your merit is. From Pooja Khedkar to Chhattisgarh are Nepo brats undermining and betraying Barta Bharat. We ask you this on a day when the government has finally, after several days of being totally paralyzed, just setting up one commission or a committee to look into the matters, the government has finally cracked the whip against Pooja Khedkar. The probationer officer's IAS training has been put on hold and she has been called back to the academy. She is the daughter of a former civil servant and a Neta of Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi Party. She allegedly faked her address, name and income to clinch an IAS post under the OBC category. Then it surfaced that she even faked medical certificates to claim that she was visually impaired and mentally ill. Being the beti of a Neta and a Babu comes with perks. You know everybody in every possible institution, and possibly fakery is not such a big deal after all. But it's not just one person. There are at least 17 other Pooja Khedkars now surfacing in Chhattisgarh. We will tell you how the cozy club of politicians and bureaucrats under the Congress regime allegedly doled out plump government jobs to their own betas, betis, bhais and bhatijas. But first, listen in to the defiance of Pooja Khedkar when she was confronted with hard evidence.
कमेटी का कम्युनिकेशन होता है, आपको भी पता है, इसको फ्री फ्रॉम एनी इंटरफेरेंस रखने के लिए ये पूरा कॉन्फिडेंशियल होता है, इसीलिए ये पब्लिक के साथ या मीडिया के साथ ये शेयर नहीं किया जा सकता। इसलिए मैं नहीं कर सकती। पुलिस को मैंने बुलाया था, पुलिस आई नहीं थी। प्लीज करेक्ट योर स्टेटमेंट एंड आई हैड सम वर्क विद देम एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई हैड कॉल्ड द पुलिस। बाकी पुलिस किसी भी जांच के लिए या किसी इसके लिए नहीं आई।
मदर का एक वीडियो वायरल हो रहा है जिसमें एमएमआरडी कर्मचारियों से झगड़ा करके उनके अपना धौंस दिखाते हुए नजर आ रही है, क्या कहेंगे?
नहीं, उस विषय में आप मुझसे रिलेटेड जो है आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं, लेकिन उस विषय में मैं एक्चुअली कुछ कमेंट नहीं कर सकता। जो मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन है आप विदाउट उसको जांच किए, आप प्लीज उसको स्प्रेड मत कीजिए। दररोज नवीन फेक गोष्टी समोर येत आहेत, तेच मी तुम्हाला सांगते की फेक न्यूज त्याच्यामध्ये माझं खूप जास्त डिफेमेशन होत चाललेलं आहे।
While Pooja Khedkar played the victim card across in Chhattisgarh, the CBI has carried out raids and filed an FIR for rampant favoritism and corruption in the State Public Service Commission under Bhupesh Baghel rule, the former chief minister in the Congress. Look at this sinister web of alleged fraud and fakery of the cozy circle of Nepo kids of Babus and Netas. Taman Singh Sonwani, the then chief of Chhattisgarh Public Service Commission, recruited 5 of his family members in top government posts. 5. His son Nitesh became the deputy collector. His nephew became the deputy SP. Interestingly, his son and nephew dropped the Sonwani surname for the exam and possibly not to get found out. Moving on, his daughter-in-law was made the deputy collector, while his brother's daughter-in-law became the district excise officer. His niece, meanwhile, got the plum post of the labor officer. Well, the entire family there, 5 of them, probably at lunchtime could sit together, share how they made a fool of the system and have their meal. Not just family members of the top Babus, as per the CBI, Namdars of Congress Netas themselves are also under the lens. Here there are 12 officers being probed who have political links. Bhumika Katiyar, Swarnim Shukla, Ananya Agarwal, Rajendra Kaushik. The list goes on and on and on. They are all children of top Congress leaders. The son-in-law of a Congress Neta and the daughter of a former DIG are also on the list. While the BJP says that nepotism of Namdars is out in the open, the Congress has denied any Neta Babu nexus. They say it's through merit, not family name. Listen in.
चुनाव के दौरान, विधानसभा चुनाव के दौरान प्रधानमंत्री जी भी छत्तीसगढ़ की जनता से वादा किए थे कि छत्तीसगढ़ में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी तो यहाँ के युवाओं के साथ पीएससी में जो घोटाले हुए हैं तो उसकी सीबीआई द्वारा जांच होगी और दोषीदार लोगों पर कार्रवाई होगी। सीबीआई अपनी जांच प्रारंभ कर चुकी है।
Are you saying that nobody associated with the party in power or their children should appear in these examinations? If they have merit, they certainly have every right to be selected. But if there is a wrongdoing, you examine their papers. This is what I had said to the media even at that time when this matter had come up, that the examination papers would be available, the answer sheets would be available. Examine the answer sheets and see that are the marks that are given on those answer sheets valid marks.
Not only are the Nepo brats cheating a meritorious candidate, they are also draining the money of taxpayers. The interim union budget of 2024-25 has allocated 310 crores to the personnel ministry, or the DOPT as it is called, for training these government employees. You can see the breakup there on your screens. As for the Chhattisgarh Public Service Commission officers, they get this long list of perks from Bangla, Gadi to phone bills and pensions. So our hard-earned money is being misused by some in the creamy layer of Babus and Netas for their own brats. And you have the huge system of the UPSC Commission where every retired bureaucrat wants to make a beeline as a post-retirement Gadi Bangla job situation. But what are they doing? Are they looking at what's going on under their nose? Is Pooja Khedkar the only one? Are there others who are misusing their certificates, making inroads into the governance service? Who is going to govern the people who are required to give governance to this country? And all of this system is maintained on taxpayers' money. So, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question that we are asking on the News Hour tonight: Nepo brats betraying Barta Bharat? That's the question, and that's the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Tehseen Poonawala, supporter of the Congress Party, Mudit Gupta, UPSC educator, Arun Bhatia, former IAS officer, Abha Singh, lawyer and activist, Anand Dubey, spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray Group, Brijmohan Srivastav, spokesperson of the NCP, Ajit Pawar Group, Krishna Hegde, spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, Shinde Group. My first question goes to Arun Bhatia, former IAS officer. And Mr. Arun Bhatia, I want to ask you this question. Yes, it is a biradri, it is a club. You know, the bureaucrats have a very powerful club around them, and a lot of bureaucrats, will have you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of camaraderie within their cadres, within their batches. 2 batches senior, 2 batches junior. I worked under him, I served under him. So one big happy family. But if there is wrongdoing, if there is nepotism, if there is misuse of certificates, who's supposed to look at it? Isn't the UPSC a big, huge organization that runs on taxpayers' money, which is supposed to keep an eye on all of these misuse that is happening? Or like everybody everywhere else, even this system has now belied the citizens of India?
Yes, I think we have to understand that in India, corruption has become institutionalized, which means it's not one officer or one office or one department, but all the departments in the administration, which means that if somebody is caught, you will find everybody coming to his or her rescue. They all act as one team. If they did not do that, they would be exposed. The passage of money up and down the hierarchy would be interrupted. This is now, corruption has got a grip on this country. And the IAS is one of the most corrupt organizations in India, which people are so unwilling to concede because they feel people come from good families, they've passed this great exam, blah, blah, blah. We don't want intellectuals in the IAS. We want people with sound common sense, strong integrity, strength of character, maybe track record of doing social service, medical camps in the jungles, blood donation camps, training programs. There are wonderful young people who are working as NGOs. They don't get into the service, and we get these nerds coming in who score 100 upon 100 in chemistry and biology and get into the service. We don't want biologists and intellectuals in the service. They get in, and the exam is no measure of their attitude, their sensitivity to poverty, no measure of that. And this is what happens. They have to join if they go against the grain, they're just treated as outcasts. They don't get good posts. So what's the point of joining the IAS? They don't get executive power. They don't have a number of subordinates. They don't have departments with large budgets where a lot of money can come in. That is the first point. The second point is, corruption, 80% when I say IAS is corrupt, it doesn't mean that 80% officers are actually taking money or having their children educated in New York at the contractor's expense, or their daughter being married by some other contractor arrangements. It's not just that. The real damage is when these guys keep quiet and just affix their signature on the file to wrongdoing. The corruption is known to all. What happened in the coal scam? Everybody knew about it. Land reform was sabotaged in India. Everybody knew about it in the revenue department. FSI scandal in Bombay, the corporation knows, the revenue department knows, the collector's office knows. But they all put their signature on the file. They may not take money, but the damage is done. Why? Because they want the kursi. They want the car, they want the flag, they want a flat in South Bombay, send their kids to good schools, do no work, go to the office, come back. And Pashan bhi hai. Who are you? I'm in the IAS. This is their life. They want to make money, they can make money. It's a rotten establishment. So I'm very happy that this has happened. That Pooja's case has come up. I'm so happy. I want to celebrate. At least ye parda to hat jayega. At least the screen will go. You will know what all this is about. All the examples that you've given, madam, I'm sure they are all correct. The interview is the scene where the mischief takes place. This gentleman who said over there, oh, come and see the examination papers, see if their marks have been correctly given, is all nonsense. They may have come to a certain level as far as the written papers are concerned. But what about the interview? I don't know now, but at our time, it was 400 marks. And you have these fossils sitting over there, retired government servants who have been rehabilitated for loyalty after the retirement, sitting over there and asking stupid questions. Do you think they don't get phone calls? Iska jara dekh lo, uska jara dekh lo. That's how it happens. Abolish the interview, give it 20% marks, go on track record what these people have done. And written papers, only 50%. Get outsiders, get people who have worked for this country. There are lovely people in India. I know young people who are so devoted. You saw what happened when the Lokpal agitation took place. Youngsters from Bangalore and Hyderabad left their IT jobs, took long leave and came and sat in Delhi. That's the material that should be in your bureaucracy, not these babus.
Well, there's one part of the story where we want talent and exams and merit and, some reservation. That's one part of the story. The other part of the story is, how about fairness? And how about, and that's the question, Mr. Krishna Hegde, that I want to ask you. It happens under your nose. Nobody in the system knows about it. We, as taxpayers, pay for the UPSC, the Public Service Commission, and it is the Union Public Service Commission, a big fat building in Lutyens, Delhi. Many people employed there, look at many things, I don't know how many people, 500 people possibly working in that system. हमारे देश में पेपर्स लीक हो जाते हैं और हमारे देश में नेता और बाबूज के बच्चे, they seem to perform very well. Some of them, yes, they may be very intelligent. I'm not saying all of them are corrupt. I'm not going and putting one sweep of a brush and, painting everybody in black. The question I'm asking is, where is the governance and who will govern those who have to provide governance to the citizens of this country? These organizations exist, but are they governing? Is there accountability? आपकी नाक के नीचे एक trainee. A trainee fakes her certificates, fakes her age, fakes her disability, wants a big office, wants a lal batti. Her mother is seen in videos literally screaming and shouting at people, using her clout and arrogance. And the system is waiting for the public outrage to act on her.
Navika, it is not about the public outrage. It is a very clear thing that it was a tip of the iceberg when it started with brazenness and arrogantness. And what was under the tip of the iceberg was something else. And when that was revealed, I think the state also took action. The Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy for Administration also has taken action.
Today,
there is an inquiry on her on all fronts.
They've
the
taken
Pune police
the action today
action.
by
No,
cutting
there
short her probation. Today the action has been taken.
Navika, let me complete. But for one Pooja Khedkar, you cannot, equate all intelligent minds, young minds in India and put them in the same basket. And therefore, there are brilliant minds in India, and I think you have to give them a free run. And that is what the Viksit Bharat is about. Secondly, I tell you, you are speaking about nepotism. You are speaking about an IAS officer's daughter. But you look at cricket, the cricketer's son wants to become a cricketer, a lawyer's son wants to become a lawyer, a politician's son wants to become a politician, a businessman's son wants to become a businessman. People will give you one chance, but if you have no merit and if you add no value, then people will just throw you out. So I think it's not fair to equate everybody and put them in the same basket. You have to give everyone a scope of work. If someone proves themselves, obviously he's going to get a long run. If he cannot get, if he is not on merit, he will not get a long run.
In the meanwhile,
obviously, in the Pooja Khedkar case,
you can have rose petals on their road towards success. That, of course, the netas and the babus can do for their kin. After all, ये तो छोटी सी बात है. But let me get in Mudit Gupta. Mudit Gupta, when did Pooja Khedkar...
No, I don't think...
No,
I don't think that's fair.
1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. Mudit Gupta, when did Pooja Khedkar's case come up in public domain?
It's been almost a week now. More than a week almost.
More than a week? And when is the first statement of cutting short her probation come from the Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy?
Probably today.
So it takes 8-9 days for them to react to something as brazen as this. Is this really something that citizens can find acceptable?
I'll speak from the perspective of the aspirants because I've trained more than lakhs of aspirants and I've connected with entire community of aspirants. So I'll speak from their perspective and specifically those aspirants who are coming from the rural pockets of India. This entire fiasco of Pooja Khedkar is just a tip of the iceberg, and it is not even just 1% of the scenario. Like if we look at the entire scheme of things, starting from the filling of the form, prelims examination, mains, interview, and then the allocation of services. The prelims examination, UPSC takes around 11 months to release the official answer key, whereas the other examinations release the answer key within the 48 hours of the exam. The aspirant who has prepared diligently for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and even in some cases 7 years, he has no idea what wrong did he do in the examination. And UPSC takes around 11 months. And also, to add to the injury, UPSC discards at least 2 to 5 questions every year on the pretext that those questions were wrong or the English or the Hindi translation were wrong. Now, my question is, one side, you have this sacrosanct attitude that, okay, we are UPSC, we are a constitutional body and we set up the toughest paper in the country. And on the other side, you are not able to set 100 correct questions in 12 months' time. You are not sticking to the syllabus. On your official website, you mentioned that the syllabus for the UPSC Civil Services Aptitude Test, the CSAT test, would be mathematics up to the 10th level. And then there are questions that are not even, even IITians are not able to solve it. There are hundreds of IITians and engineers who are unable to crack the CSAT paper just because the level of exam is such. Coming to the mains examination, as Mr. Arun Bhatia correctly mentioned, he specifically mentioned about the interview stage. I'd like to extrapolate that to the mains examination. Till date, UPSC has not given a single model answer of the mains examination as to what aspirant is supposed to write in the mains examination. Ultimately, usse hota kya hai? Aspirant has to run coaching after coaching, spending lakhs of rupees, and then also aspirant has no idea as to what he's supposed to write in the mains examination. Coming to the interview part, again, it's a luck pot. You take out the chit, you get a specific board. You have no transparent criteria as to which interview board you are allocated to. Even though you are performing significantly well in the mains examination, you have no grip over the interview process, and UPSC has never released any statement as to what they're exactly looking at. Also, in the beginning of this program, you showed a figure, 310 crores allocated for the training and everything. And yet, the first thing that the candidates do when they are selected in the merit list, they associate themselves with certain coachings. Now, in their official uniform, they are going to certain coachings during their official hour. And mind you, the salary is being paid out of the Consolidated Fund of India. That adds to the fiscal deficit. And yet, you are not able to fulfill all your demands within your official salary, and you have to associate yourself with the coaching institutes to give guidance for mock interviews, answer writing, and during your office hours, duty hours, you are appointed to serve the servants, and now you suddenly have this feeling that I need to serve the aspirant community. But then that's not what you are appointed for. Also, apart from this, if you really want to help the aspirants, you have all the social media means, including the YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, any medium you can use to train the students. What's the specific need to go to these high brand coaching institutes and serve the candidates? And that creates a disparity.
Mudit, the specific question that I'm asking you, is there space for nepotism? Is there space for फलाने ने फलाने को फोन किया, please देख लेना? Does that happen in mains and interviews? Yes or no?
If that happens, I don't know, but scope 100% yes.
Scope 100% yes. And Brij Mohan Srivastava, we are talking about the top-notch exams in this country. You've seen children who spend lakhs and lakhs in coaching, but somebody else will fake a certificate, somebody will get in. Pooja Khedkar, are we sure she's the only case in the overall All India exams? Because there are 17 other cases that have cropped up in Chhattisgarh and have been handed over to the CBI now. Everybody is some family. My son, my daughter-in-law, my son-in-law, my niece, everybody can come. We can all have lunch together and, celebrate how we made a fool of the system. That's exactly what this example shows to the people of India.
नाविका जी, इस बात पे तो सारी बात हो गई. मैं थोड़ा इससे अलग हटके एक बात कहना चाहता हूं. ये हो क्यों रहा है? इसके पीछे खास कारण ये कि जो हमारा पॉलिटिकल सेटअप है, उसने अपने आप को ब्यूरोक्रेसी के सामने सरेंडर कर दिया है. इसलिए जो ब्यूरोक्रेसी है उसने एक अपना पूरा नेक्सस बना लिया है पूरे सिस्टम में. आप देखिए, आज से 5 या 6 साल पहले लाल बहादुर शास्त्री इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ देहरादून में एक आदमी पूरी ट्रेनिंग लेता है, वो कहीं सिलेक्ट ही नहीं हुआ था. तो इससे यह पता लगता है वहां तो कोई पार्टी का लोग नहीं है. लाल बहादुर शास्त्री इंस्टीट्यूट तो कोई पार्टी का लोग नहीं है. इसके अलावा कहीं और यूपीएससी में कोई पार्टी का लोग नहीं है. वहां पे जो सिलेक्शन बोर्ड है, ये माना जाता है कि वो बेहतर लोगों का है. तो फिर क्या कारण है कि ऐसा हो रहा है? ये सबसे गंभीर मुद्दा है और इसके लिए मैं पूरी तौर से
politicians have washed their hands off. The news is around only the bureaucrats next. Abha Singh, politicians की कोई गलती नहीं है. Bureaucrats are the problem.
नाविका जी, एक चीज और, नाविका जी प्लीज मेरी.
Okay.
नाविका जी, एक छोटी सी बात और कहना चाहता हूं। उसके पीछे खास कारण यह है कि एक आदमी जब ब्यूरोक्रेट बनता है उसके पास 40 साल होते हैं और एक जो इलेक्टेड आदमी उसके पीछे 5 साल होते हैं। तो 5 साल के वाले आदमी 40 साल
छोड़ दीजिए 5 साल की नौकरी,
हमारा पॉलिटिकल
छोड़ दीजिए 5 साल की नौकरी, बन जाइए 40 साल के ब्यूरोक्रेट से एंट्रेंस एग्जाम दे दीजिए, सिंपल।
यही कह रहा हूँ,
हमने तो ना 5 साल वाली करी ना 40 साल वाली, सर मेहनत करके काम कर रहे हैं।
These IAS officers
differ from Mr.
मैं आपसे सहमत हूँ, मैं आपसे कह रहा हूँ
These IAS
सिस्टम
officers
कोलैप्स
touch
क्यों हो रहा
the
है?
feet of these
कोलैप्स होने का
politicians.
रीजन
Okay, the system is only collapsing because of bureaucrats, not because of politicians, Abha Singh.
They are,
No, can I get a word here?
in fact, Navika, the chairman, Public Service Commission, the chairman, State Public Service Commission are appointed by the politicians. What is shocking that these are all political appointees. So that is why politicians have caught the rut. But the bigger issue is when you talk of an OBC certificate, who is making it? The doctors. Who is giving the caste certificate? It is the Tehsildar. So that corruption is there. And who's protecting them? It is the system which is protecting them. And when you say OBC creamy layer, non-creamy layer, then what accountability is there? In Pooja Khedkar, will you terminate her? Only one yesterday on Times Now I said that it is the Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy director who is supposed to remove her. Today they call her back. On your channel we discussed this yesterday. So let me tell you, it is corruption, extreme power. People are joining IAS, IPS only for the power and position. We make heroes out of these heroes. That is the big issue. And bigger issue, if we are discussing Chhattisgarh, let me tell you, I am sure the written papers would have been changed or false marks would have been given on the copy. Otherwise, 5 people from one family cannot get through. So that is a big scam. Coming to Pooja Khedkar, she is getting fake medical certificates from where? In 2016, I had done an RTI with UPSC that I want a list of list of the disabled candidates who had cleared the UPSC. The UPSC wrote to me saying that once the exam is declared, we send everything to DOPT. So ye UPSC or DOPT ka nexus hai, which does not give out the names of the candidates who have cleared on disability
nexus, everywhere there is a nexus. And Tehseen Poonawalla, I want to ask you, Chhattisgarh, you know, you can point fingers at the center, the politicians can point fingers at the bureaucrats, so we can keep passing the blame. But, you know, what's happening in Chhattisgarh? 5 members from one family. He is the UPSC, or rather the State Public Service Commission's head, appointed by the Sarkar, whose, 5 relatives are in there. There are Neta's children also who get in there. Well, I can believe that some of them are intelligent, they have cracked the exams, but coincidence, 5 people, my son, my daughter, my son-in-law, my daughter-in-law, sabhi intelligent पैदा होते हैं, हमारे बच्चे तो इतने intelligent नहीं पैदा होते.
Navika, I've had the fortune of meeting your kids, and you have wonderful kids, and I must say wonderful family members. But let's not make this personal. I do agree with what you're saying, and I think reforms both in UPSC and State Public Commission is the need of the hour. There is something that's terrible that's happening. Pooja, I seen her behavior in Pune. I did see her around. Much before this came out, I had spoken to the top officials in Pune about how this woman is going in a private car. I knew the builder who gave her the private car, and I was quite appalled by what is happening. But the question that Abbas ji asked is important. How did she fake her disability? That was done by AIIMS. Let's call the nonsense out on national TV. It wasn't done by some local doctor. It's done by AIIMS. Even there's another very famous IAS officer. He's faked his disability. I know him again. He invited me for one of his dinners, which I did not attend. He also faked it AIIMS. How is this happening at AIIMS? Now, if AIIMS this is happening, you've got to ask us.
How is it happening in Chhattisgarh? You answer.
One second.
Once you answer how it happens in Chhattisgarh, I will take the question to those who are responsible for AIIMS.
I am not blaming the center for AIIMS. Allow me to finish. Let's not shout. I'm not blaming the center for AIIMS. I'm telling you something bigger. Arun Bhatia is right. In these interviews, all of these interviews, especially in the State Commission, they are rigged. the question, they know who's coming in, and those questions are then asked.
Well,
There is
they're
no
rigged.
definition of the
They're
question.
rigged. Then
There is
please,
no definition of
please ask why T.S. Singhdev is defending,
but
when
those
this
papers can be
happened
changed later on.
under
Ajay
the
barcoding
Congress
on the
Sarkar. But Anand Dubey ji, when I say हमारे बच्चे इतने इंटेलिजेंट नहीं होने, मैं I'm talking on behalf of all citizens of India, all viewers who are sitting here, because they see that coincidences happen where 5 people from one family can get in, but their children are struggling for admissions into colleges, into universities, to try and get jobs, especially IAS, IFS, State Public Commission. But netas and bureaucrats का nexus में उनका तो सब कुछ हो जाता है.
नाविका जी नमस्ते. देखिए, जो सब खबर सुन रहा हूं सब दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है. चाहे यूनियन पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन हो, स्टेट पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन हो, नेशनल टेस्टिंग एजेंसी हो, चाहे छत्तीसगढ़ राज्य की बात हो, चाहे मध्य प्रदेश की बात हो. देखिए, अब ये किसी राज्य और किसी एजेंसी तक सीमित नहीं है, एक नेक्सस है. किसी भी राज्य में हो रहा है, किसी भी आयोग में हो रहा है. यूपीएससी तो एक आयोग है, वो तो कोई सरकार नहीं है. उसकी तो गठन राष्ट्रपति और उसके सारी नियुक्तियां राष्ट्रपति महोदय करते हैं. तो सरकार हो चाहे आयोग हो, हर जगह अगर फेलियर है तो इसको सुधारने की आवश्यकता होगी. अगर हम नेता को भला बुरा कहेंगे तो नेता नाराज हो जाएंगे, अधिकारी को कुछ कहेंगे तो अधिकारी लड़ पड़ेंगे, हम कांग्रेस शासित राज्य के बारे में कुछ कहेंगे तो वो लोग नाराज हो जाएंगे, बीजेपी शासित राज्यों को कहेंगे तो नाराज हो जाएंगे. नविका मैम, ये बहुत बड़ा मसला है. ये भारत के करोड़ों भविष्य पर
आपने बहुत कम लोगों की नाराजगी के बारे में सोचा है. आप इस दिन को याद रखिएगा जब देश की जनता नाराज होगी, क्योंकि ये टैक्सेस देश की जनता देती है. ये सिस्टम्स चलते हैं तो देश की जनता के लिए. और अगर जनता को आप रोज, और आपसे मेरा मतलब है बाबूज, नेक्सस, जो लोग सिस्टम चलाते हैं, अगर जनता को रोज बेवकूफ बनाएंगे तो एक दिन जनता नाराज होगी, जनता अपना गुस्सा दिखाएगी और जनता सवाल पूछेगी, भाई हम टैक्स क्यों पे कर रहे हैं जब आपसे सिस्टम चल ही नहीं रहा.
शर्त ये नाविका जी, आप ये प्रश्न हमेशा उठाती रहिए अपने चैनल में.
बिल्कुल उठाती रहूंगी. कोई भी सरकार हो, कोई भी बाबू हो, मैं सवाल उठाती रहूंगी. कम से कम इस देश में इतना जरूर सीखा है कि सवाल उठाते रहिए, डरिए मत किसी से. थैंक यू वेरी मच. वी लीव इट एट दैट फॉर नाउ, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन. ऑन द अदर साइड